Hello students, this is Suraj Rasa here. Now let's start with the remaining part of last unit, that is m-commerce application architecture. Okay, so let's see how does it works and what are the existing participants in its working and their important roles too. As in previous sessions, we have already gone through the m-commerce application where the types of routes are used and how does those routes are accessed or used based on which kind of service or which kind of application is being installed by the user, that is which type of m-commerce application is installed by the end user, and based on that how does the particular route is selected. Okay, and after that also we have already seen the comparison or the theoretical differences between the types of m-commerce based applications also, and what is the main purpose behind using such kind of different types of m-commerce based applications also we already learned. We have already learned the importance of the types of networks used in m-commerce architecture and how it varies based on it might be the mobile network or it might be the wide network. In case of mobile network, how does the mobile network services has been used in information exchange. It might be from bank to user, or it might be between the the user to merchant and between the merchant to payment gateway. So basically how the network and services are used also we have already covered in our previous theory session. So I hope to learn today's session the prerequisite is, first of all, you should know what is the role of the merchant, the user, the payment gateway, the role of bank, and in case in sometimes third parties are also included and it's working also. Also, in previous session I had compared some real-time examples where for this UMPB type of route, that is how does the user is installed with the directly merchants and commerce based application directly within the system, through which the user is able to buy any product or services through its application, and how does the information is passed from the participants included in such kind of, that is in UMPB the type of m-commerce system, and how does the information is exchanged between them and how does the user got the transaction completion receipt based on the information flow. Also we have already learned what is PMB. Okay, like in UMPB case we are already seeing, like I had considered very simple examples to explain, like it might be Flipkart, it might be Amazon and so on. So how does directly merchant based applications are installed within the end user system, through which the user can buy or hire any product or services. Then also we already learned what are the types of applications comes under PMB. That is directly the payment gateway based applications are installed within the system, through which the user can buy or hire any product or services also we already done. Okay, so for this purpose I had considered very simple example, that is phone pay, or you can consider another example also, like how does through Paytm, how does the user is able to buy or any hire product or services too. So this thing also we have already learned. Also at the end we have already learned, that is how does this U-P type of m-commerce based system is used. Okay, and what is the main purpose behind such kind of system also we have already learned. And at the end I had compared the all three types of m-commerce based systems also. Okay, and each individual through each individual types also I had tried to consider its working also, even though I had drawn some different diagrams also, and I had tried to explain the real-time examples in more depth also. Okay, where for this UMPB I had considered one example where user wished to buy some product or good or any service through a Flipkart based application, that is the Flipkart application is used at the user's smartphone. Okay, so which is in short acting as a merchant m-commerce based application. Then also I had already considered one example to explain what is PNB. For this purpose I had considered very simple example, that is within the user's device the phone pay application is installed, and through that phone pay how does the user makes online recharge for Airtel. So basically in that case phone pay is your payment gateway application. The actual phone pay is nothing but in short it is payment gateway, and the last that is Airtel is acting as a merchant in that case. And how does the bank completes the transaction, and we have already learned the flow also through which the information is passed. And at the end I had tried to cover the same theory for third point also, that is I had considered one example where user has installed SBI's application within the system, through which the end user can buy or hire any services which has been listed within the SBI's list. Okay, like very simple example, we have considered user may wish to buy any insurance based policy, or any the user can do a financial transaction through this SBI's application and so on. Okay, so I had considered very real-time examples, realistic examples to explain them. So I hope you understood the types of the best, that is the best on types of applications installed within the end device. How does it interacts, or how does the information is passed and exchanged to complete or to buy the product at the end. So today we are going through again we are going to learn the m-commerce working in more depth. Okay, so this is the actual architecture of m-commerce. So let's see in more depth how does it works. Okay, so before starting with its actual working part, this is okay, at the 9th page you will find its working and explanation. But before that, here are some list of points related to the which kind of participants are included in this case, and same thing I think we have already learned in previous case also. Okay, so like in this case, under user components, user is officially authorized registered user by merchant. M-commerce applications are accessed only through user credentials. User credentials are created by the user with respect to the merchant standards and stored within merchant status. Okay, so very simple example. Okay, so here if you consider the merchant, okay, merchant can be anything. Okay, in short we already learned what is merchant is and the role of merchant is. So if you used to buy anything from Flipkart, so Flipkart is acting as a merchant in that case. So obviously very first thing you need to do is okay, we already learned same points in previous sessions also, that is first of all the user should have the registered bank account. Obviously the bank is going to verify all details, and then only that particular user will have the bank account. Then we already learned that the user should create the merchant the bank account within the merchant site also to purchase or buy anything. So very important thing just try to remember is this example is explained. Okay, this explanation at the 9th page is given with respect to the first type, that is this UMPB, which is normally used and accessed or used. Okay, so day to day life we are mostly using this kind of thing. Okay, so even though in this example also, or while learning this example, I had considered the Flipkart as an example, but instead of that you can consider Myntra site, or say Book My Show, any merchant you can consider. Okay, so that's why day to day life activity this thing is being used most of the time. So that's why I try to explain its working, that is working of m-commerce, through that example only. So that's why I'm going to explain the same points again based on the first type only. Okay, so here as it is mentioned that user is officially authorized registered user by merchant itself. So before proceeding to create a merchant's account, okay, remember that user should have the registered account within a particular bank also, after which only the financial transaction will be completed. And obviously we have already known that the bank is going to verify all details, without which the user is not able to even create account within that particular bank. Okay, and after that you should create account within the merchant also, and through that account only you will have access to the all services or products comes under the merchant. Okay, so just try to understand what do I meant to say. Okay, in a very simple thing I'm going to explain, in a very simple way I'm going to explain same thing again. Okay, just take a moment, let me draw this diagram again, which I had already drawn in earlier examples. Okay, just take a moment. Okay, so meanwhile just try to remind our previous example also, in which what I had considered is the Flipkart's example I had considered. Okay, so in that Flipkart's example I had explained you, I had considered one example also where user wished to buy any product through Flipkart in actual way. Okay, so instead of that example, okay, let's consider another example in today's case, so that it will be clear to understand such kind of things. Okay, so just take a moment, let me draw this diagram first of all. Okay, it may take 2 to 3 minutes only, just wait for a moment. Okay, no problem at all. Okay, basically I am going to consider same example again, that is Flipkart's example, because most of the users are using Flipkart in day-to-day life. So in my opinion it will be better to understand in a very easy way, and I know most of the users are using Flipkart application for their daily purchase. So that's why I think in my opinion it would be better to explain the next concept also through same example again. Okay, so and why I'm considering same example, because you can compare the previous theory with today's theory also. Okay, so I think it would be better to explain you through this example only. Okay, and just try to remind who were the actual participants in the previous examples, because same participants are included in today's example also. Okay, so just take your time. Okay, let me draw this example. And obviously you can consider any another types of examples also to learn this theory. Okay, like even though if you considered the book my theory as one kind of book my show as one kind of example to explain same part again. So in that case the book my show's website, or the host of that particular website or application hoster will be in short the merchant. Okay, so in this case also that is, instead of this example you can consider book my show's example also. So in this case again we have already learned, that is what could be the possible participants in this example. Okay, as user, then merchant, then next comes as your payment gateway. Okay, so in payment gateway You can consider any payment gateway. For understanding purpose, okay, let's consider the payment gateway as say take process or bill desk junction. You can also consider. Okay, let's consider phone pay because there are more users who are using phone pay's application, and here it comes as bank itself. So again, for understanding purpose, just try to consider the bank as let's say let's consider State Bank of India. Okay, so here I'm just mentioning SBI. So I hope this example, through this example, you will understand the mentioned theory in a very easy way. I have confidence about this. Okay, so let's sorry, it is going beyond the screen, so I have to adjust the used okay. So I think now it can fit within one screen. Okay, fine. So here okay, the names are remaining. So this one is the payment gateway. I think we are already finished with the same thing, so you have known to such kind of participants. In previous example also I had already explained it in more detail. Okay, so last one is merchant and this is your bank. So in short, this user is participant, merchant is participant, payment gateway is one kind of participant, and bank itself is a participant. Okay, so here again consider the same example. Okay, so in previous example also we have already seen user wish to buy something from Flipkart and so on. Okay, so how does the transaction takes place also I had already explained you in this way. Okay, so before starting with its explanation again, since our diagram is ready now, okay, because the participants used in this example are sufficient right now to explain its working. Okay, so here again as usual, we have already known that the particular user who is going to use a particular app should have the merchant's account, that is you should have the Flipkart account also in this case, and m-commerce applications are accessed only through user credentials. Obviously very common statement is described here, that is through user credentials only the user can have access to that particular m-commerce based application. So in this case the user will have access to the Flipkart application through user credentials. It might be through username and password, or it might be through one-time password and so on. So okay, then user credentials are created by the user with respect to the merchant standards and stored within the merchant database. Obviously this the user's details will be stored within the merchant's database here. Okay, it may include a username, password, the age, and so on. So the rest of the details will be stored. Okay, so next thing is user permission and rights. Obviously this part comes under the user, that is the user should provide the permission and rights to use while using this kind of application. Okay, application in the sense let's consider say Flipkart, while installing this Flipkart application within this user system, this user should provide some kind of permission rights to run this Flipkart application also. Okay, Now here again it includes credentials, access rights to this application, and say some kind of activities. Okay, so here remember, basically this is the role of user in this case. Why this point is extra, it has been mentioned as extra in this case is, forget about this example. In some examples, you may need to access your camera. Okay, that is you may need to scan a particular QR code or any barcode to access a website or to access further information too. So through such kind of applications, it might be an e-commerce application, the user needs to provide some kind of access rights or permissions to such kind of e-commerce based applications. That's why those 3 points are given. Okay, and here activity in the sense accessing or scanning some QR code through m-commerce based application. I think Flipkart doesn't do such kind of thing, but there are some m-commerce based application through which you can scan the QR code or barcode, or any kind of activity can be done through external devices also, that is through external hardware. That is, in short, you are accessing camera which is a part of your mobile phone itself. So that's why this point is mentioned here. And next point is merchant application. Okay, so in short, the activities for the types of applications or the types of activities being done, so the points are included. Okay, now here when a particular merchant's application is installed within system, that is in this case suppose Flipkart's application is installed. Okay, so synchronizing, updating and apps linkages, so those points comes under this thing. Even though if you see here, okay, merchant's application, so in short, synchronize, update, app linkages and so on. So what is its meaning actual way is, obviously this merchant includes its server also, and this is our user, that is first end user. So while using that Flipkart application, okay, this user may wish to update its application, or this user may wish to or the rest of the things can be updated within this Flipkart application also. So doing this updating things or continuously, this Flipkart is also going to read some information through this Flipkart application also, to see what is the behavior of this user, what this user usually do, to know the interest of that particular user. What do I mean to say is, let's consider, say this user might be looking or searching for a certain type of product. So obviously same information again will be passed to the merchant server. So merchant will understand that this user is looking or interested in such kind of products only. So it will try to display such kind of products within its suggestions category. Okay, so this is the meaning behind this point is, that is synchronizing all information continuously from end user to the merchant server itself. Then next thing is, we have already learned, that is I have already told you what is update point is, update points. Okay, so how does the user is able to update the particular application continuously without affecting its working and without affecting the m-commerce working also. Okay, so how does this merchant basically can provide the update to the particular user. Okay, and next thing also I had already explained you what is app linkages. Basically app linkage is nothing but as I had already told you that how it can access another application based information or another hardware based information. That is, in this case, in not in this case, in some applications you may need to scan a barcode or QR code through camera. So in short, it is trying to access external or any another hardware based devices also. So this is the meaning behind this is, and obviously this credentials, access and activity I had recently explained about this is. So this is basically everything is everything comes under the user components. Okay, user components in the sense this merchant based application, those activities, this user permission and rights. Okay, so this is a part of, in short, this user itself. Now next thing is merchant. Okay, so it offers and manages the sales and provides services to the customers. See, basically, this is the proper theory related to the what is merchant in this case. Okay, so in short, this those are the departments comes under the merchant, that is technical and maintenance, who is going to manage all technical related things of that particular merchant. It might be this synchronizing information, updating the information, how does the application should look like, everything. So this is the part of technical and maintenance. The sales and marketing, they may need to manage everything related to the sales of a product and services, how it should be marketed, as while learning the synchronization. I had already told you that how does this how does the user based information is passed to the merchant, and how does this merchant understands what is the actual interest of that particular user, and based on that how does it give suggestions to buy the interest based product towards that particular user. Okay, so this is one kind of a marketing strategy to enhance the sale of the product. So this point is for that sales and marketing. Okay, you can write down so much theory based on so you can write down so many statements based on this point. Even though legal and ethical, this is the basically legal department. Each company or organization has some legal department, so this is again theoretical information towards merchant. Third parties chain. Okay, in this case I would like to tell you one extra information. Okay, because we are learning m-commerce, even though while reading the book, that is the reference book, okay, same point is mentioned, that is third party chain. Okay, so what they have explained in this case is, when the user is going to put up an order through m-commerce site. Okay, so when your whole transaction will be completed, that is from user to merchant to payment gateway to bank. Obviously we already learned that how does this bank is going to reply to the payment gateway to the merchant gateway, and payment whether this merchant is going to provide a approval or receipt to this user about the completion of order, and based on that how does the order will be delivered to the user. So basically just I'm just drawing this for understanding purpose here only. So in short, they try to contact to the third parties. Third parties in the sense, third parties may include third party. Okay, so they may hire some services from third party. So what could be the possible reason to hiring the third party is, okay, it can be like courier or parcel delivery. Okay, so I am just writing here the item or shipment delivery. Okay, this is one example. Also you can consider any another example also. Okay, so I am not explaining here the rest of the things. So consider, say, third party. The third party company or organization can be your Blue Dart or any courier agency, through which again this Flipkart is going to deliver, or Blue Dart or any courier agency, DHL, or any courier agency through which this Flipkart might be delivering their products to the end user. Okay, so in short, they are in contact with third party. Okay, so through which they are delivering their products. So that's why this third party's chain is included. Okay, in some cases third party's role can be done by another type of company also. Okay, so very simple information is related to this third party, so don't get confused. Okay, so here again, okay, now next point here is uh, what are payment gateways also. Okay, sorry, next point remaining under merchant is customer details and CRM. So CRM is customer relationship management. So basically how the customer details are stored within this merchant site. Okay, this merchant will have the all customer details and the interest of that particular customer and so on. So basically this is again theory based information. So this merchant will have again the customer details. See, basically same information also we have already learned by learning this point here. You can see, okay, okay, here this merchant will have the product and services as well as the user details also. I think I had drawn one diagram, or I have already explained your same point somewhere, that is within merchant site or towards merchant. Okay, towards this merchant the all user details will be stored, that is the merchant will have all user details. Fine, no problem. Okay, so what is merchant? Actually we have already seen in previous case. And what is payment gateway also we already learned. Okay, officially allowed and registered companies or organizations to manage financial transactions safely. Okay, so the payment gateways, what are payment gateways, we have already learned. Okay, so the examples are, okay, very common examples, and I don't think that you don't know about such a kind of mobile payment gateways. Very simple examples. Okay, if you are trying to process through your desktop or through your mobile phones also. Okay, so some payment gateways are like BillDesk, Take Process, or some mobile gateways can have their applications through which you can pay or transfer your funds also, like Paytm is there, okay, and PayPal is there, and so on. So many companies are there. Okay, so what is specially mentioned here is, okay, so those payment gateways, or those are organizations who are officially allowed and registered companies, okay, to do the financial transactions. Okay, so just try to read this statement, very important thing, because the banks, it might be nationalized or it might be private sector banks. So only the bank allows to do the financial transaction through the the list of payment gateways which has been officially allowed or registered by the government of a particular country. Very important thing. Okay, so tomorrow, okay, or say you might be thinking that then why such kind of merchants, or why the merchants are not able to do the transactions directly. See, basically any country or in a world also, even though for financial transactions the authorities are given to some organizations also only. The organizations can be like Visa, Mastercard, or Maestro, or RuPay. You might be heard about the names of such kind of companies. So in similar way, the end commerce is supported with or allowed only through registered payment gateways only. Now next point is bank. Obviously the bank will have the merchant details. If the transaction is done by merchant, the bank will have user details if the user wishes to make any financial transactions, and bank will have again the signatures and certificates of that particular user. So basically This thing also we have already learned in previous case. Okay, in this case here, this bank will have the details of merchant, user, and somehow gateways also. Okay, now if you see this third type here, okay, the user may wish to do some financial transaction through this bank directly without having contact to the payment gateway or merchant. So in this case, obviously the bank should have user account details. Okay, and through another type, that is from m-commerce to merchant to payment gateway to bank also, even though bank should have user account details, and obviously through payment gateways to merchant to user and to bank. Again, this kind of transaction also should have the user details also. Okay, in similar way, the bank should have the gateways account details also. Very simple thing, you can remember it in very easy way. Now let's start with the actual working and its explanation. So product or services are purchased in m-commerce through m-commerce application in following ways. Okay, now verified user search for verified user searches for products through merchants application via mobile network services like internet. Okay, so if you go through this here, this first number denotes that explanation. Okay, so don't get confused. Okay, so just try to go through that explanation, that is which is available on 9th page. Okay, so first point denotes this first box here on a 5th page. Okay, so what is its meaning is, obviously when this user have the registered user account of that particular merchant site, okay, user is able to search for product. Okay, now come to this example here again. So what is its meaning is this, when this user will have Flipkart application within its mobile or smartphone, the user is able to search for a particular product. Okay, those are listed within the merchant site through that particular application. Okay, so obviously to log into that Flipkart account, first of all user should use user credentials to log into that Flipkart account, and then only user will be able to search the product. So this is the meaning behind this first point. Now second point is user selects okay, actually by mistake this is included here, just try to skip it. So user selects a particular product on site and sends the request to the merchant. Okay, so what is the meaning behind it is, okay, let's try to see here again this diagram. Second point is here. Okay, now here just try to see this point. Here it is denoted with two-sided arrow, that is first point is denoted with two-sided arrow. Now what is the meaning is, both way communication, that is user can sit on this, user can search on this merchant site, and user can continuously search till end. Okay, unless until the user is not ready to buy any product. But when this user is ready to buy any product, okay, so after that only the second step comes. Okay, so when this user is ready to buy any product, okay, so that user's request will be delivered to the merchant for purchase purpose. In short, what is the meaning is, okay, so the first part is done. Okay, so basically what was first part is, right now the user is first of all the user was searching for product. Okay, now the search is done. Okay, two-way in the sense, how so many times user can search on the particular merchant site for any product. So it's not it is not limited, like user can search only one times, two times, and so on. Very simple theory. Okay, so right now after searching on this merchant site through merchant that is m-commerce based application, right now the user is ready to buy any product. Now suppose this user wishes to buy a book, okay, through this merchant site. So right now user wishes to buy a book. So this is the second step. So based on that, user is delivering the request to buy that particular product from this merchant. Okay, so after that, if you see the third step here, merchant sends the confirmation request about the purchase to the user. Now what is the meaning behind it is, okay, so user will again ask to the user to confirm the requested product. That is, what is the meaning is, this merchant is asking to the user basically, are you ready to buy this product, are you sure? That is again the merchant is going to confirm for the same product again. This is the meaning behind it. Okay, very simple meaning, even though if you see this working diagram here, okay, here, so this is again one way arrow, that is confirmation. Again the confirmation request is generated by that merchant and it is delivered back to the verified user. Okay, now if you see this middle part here, okay, mobile network services, okay, so internet, SMS, calling or others and so on. So basically this is also very simple thing. Okay, so between the mobile device and merchant, it may include the type of network as a mobile network. Okay, so under mobile network there are so many services like internet, calling, SMS and others. Again, if you try to see this diagram also, it includes mobile network and services. Okay, so basically in our case the user is using internet, okay, as well as some SMS is also included. Further we will see what is the meaning behind this SMS and why I have included in this diagram. Okay, so the merchant is asking for the confirmation about the product to the user. So here again we will see that the 4th point is this user is confirming or sending acknowledgement to the merchant. Yes, I am ready to buy this product, and we can proceed for the next level. So here, okay, again this user is while purchasing any product on Flipkart, okay, it asks to proceed for the payment. In short, it is trying to get confirmation from the user, that is final confirmation from the user to buy this product. Okay, so those are 4 steps. Same thing is written here also. User sends the confirmation response to the merchant about purchasing the order. Now 5th point is merchant sends the request to the payment gateway to do the online financial transaction request. So in 5th step actually what happens is here, okay, so this merchant again forwards the request to the payment gateway. Okay, now here between 4th and 5th step, okay, one more step is here, just try to listen it only. Okay, so after having when this user is ready to buy this product and when the user clicks on the proceed or user is ready to buy that product, after that the Flipkart or say the m-commerce website will revert this not revert actually relocate this user to the web page where it includes the list of gateways available. Okay, the list of gateways might be the list of gateway may include either of the gateway within India, okay, let's say BillDesk, TechProcess, PhonePe, Cashfree and so on. So many gateways are there. Okay, so after that when user is going to select a particular the mobile payment gateway available or the gateway available, after that only this 5th step happens. Okay, 5th step, what is that is, here merchant sends the request to the payment gateway to do the online financial request. Very simple. Okay, you can see something here also. Okay, the merchant is actually delivering the request to the payment gateway. So I hope you are remembering or you are just trying to revise, and even though I don't think so that there is there might be available any person who has not order something from Flipkart or Amazon. So you should understand it in very easy way. So when this request will be delivered to the payment gateway, again payment gateway will deliver back the response to the merchant here again. Okay, so here again, now what happens is the fifth step is actually done, okay, between the merchant and payment gateway. Okay, now here same step is explained in this example also. Okay, now what is sixth step is, okay, if you go through the sixth step here, okay, payment gateway sends a request to the user to prove himself or herself about the user validation from banking side. So what is the meaning behind it is, so in short, this if suppose as we have considered that this user has selected basically the phone pay as payment gateway. Okay, so basically try to understand here, this phone pay may not have the account details of this registered user, but this bank will have the user details of this user. Okay, so phone pay, again through this phone pay, in short, this bank is connected. Okay, so here, even though if you see this diagram here, okay, here the bank is in short connected, but before directly proceeding towards this bank, okay, first of all this payment gateway confirms the user validation. Okay, so in short, again it will try to deliver back the request from this merchant, okay, to the user directly, okay, to provide its user validation through user credentials. So this is your sixth point actually. Okay, so I think this is enough for today. So in next theory session I will try to cover the remaining part. Okay, and I hope you are understanding this part, because this is a very simple thing and I had tried to explain you in a very easy way. So probably in next lecture I will try to cover the remaining part. Thank you.